ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
धन्यवादः महोदय। अस्तु। Any general questions about the test? Not specific questions because not everybody has attempted it yet.
Mahoday, I was not sure in the Sandhi part at 3-4 places whether Sandhi is Nityam or Vikalpena. There it was little bit doubt.
Kada vikalpena bhavati?
That I was not sure, Mahoday. There.
Kopi vaktum ichchati va? Kada? When is it vikalpa? When is it optional? So vadatu Vijay Mahoday.
Okay, I'm not sure. If there is a vibhakti form you can draw out of it, then something like that, right?
No, vakye tu
vibhakti yukta padam dvayam asti chet
you cut off Mahoday.
Yeah, vibhakti yukta padam dvayam asti chet vikalpena bhavati. Sandhi vikalpena bhavati.
What do you mean by that?
Like Ramah vadati can be Ramo vadati or Ramah vadati.
Okay, we haven't done all that. That's a very, a little bit advanced. At whatever we learn, that for that you need to learn Visarga Sandhi and all that. So don't worry about that. So for our level, or at least up to this class, Vakya tu Vivaksham Apekshate. So if you see it in a Vakyam, in a sentence, that is when it is optional. If it is in Samhita Nityaika Pade, Nitya Samase, Nitya Dhatu Upasargayoho, Vakyetu Vivaksham Apekshate. So if it is Dhatu plus Upasarga or Ekapadam, like any Vibhakti word, Ramena, Ramayoho, Sitabhyam, etc., there it is always compulsory. In a samasa, it is compulsory. The only time it is optional is if it's in a vakyam. Nirvighnam kuru me deva sarvakaryeshu sarvada. So you can say nirvighnam kuru me deva, or you can say nirvighnam kuru me deva. Then you'll have to do the sandhi. If you do nirvighnam and kuru as one word, if you say it continuously without a break, then sandhi applies. If you say nirvighnam Kuru, then Sandhi is optional. So at our level, till we learn Visarga Sandhi, Sandhi is optional in a Vakya. So that is one of the shlokas that I wanted you to memorize. It's extremely important. The other one was Visesha Viseshana Bhava. That is also important. So there's only like 5 or 6 things I will recommend that you learn by heart. These two are among them, and then Maheshwara Sutrani. Please learn at least these three things by heart. You'll find them helpful later. Astu, if there is nothing else, let's start with our class today. Can you all see my screen?
Amol.
So we start with we will continue our swara sandhis with a new sandhi called Purva Rupa Sandhi. So if you recall, under swara sandhi we did Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, Guna Sandhi. What else did we do?
Dirgha Sandhi.
Dirgha Sandhi.
Vruddhi Sandhi.
Oh, Vruddhi Sandhi. Sorry.
Vruddhi.
Yeah,
Yan, Yanta, Vanta, Desha, we will study later. Today, we will study Purva Rupa Sandhi. And there is one more called Pararupa Sandhi. So we will cover all of these little by little in every class. So that optionality that Meera Mahodaya and Vijay Mahodaya was saying was, it's called Prakruti Bhava. No, actually, no, that is Sandhi will, yeah, you can think of it that way. Sandhi will actually stop in this case. You can't do Sandhi again, even though rules permit. We will come to that. So Savarna Dirgha Sandhi is very quickly as a revision.
Purvavarna, Paravarna, Samana Swara Agachanti.
Tada kim bhavati?
Tada Melanena Ekadeshaha Dirghaswara Agachati.
Samana Swara.
Samana Dirghaswara.
Satyam, Satyam. Guna Sandhi? Somebody else?
If Purvavarna asti and Paravarna I or Dirgha I, then Dirgha I bhavati. No, yeah, it's Dirgha I bhavati. Then
A plus E is?
A plus
A.
A, sorry.
A.
Bhavati. Purvavarna A or A asti chet, Paravarna U asti chet, then U or U dirgha U, Okara bhavati.
Okara or Aukara?
Okara. And if Purvavarna A or A asti chet, and Paravarna Ru Haswaru or Dirgharu asti chet, Ar iti adesha bhavati. And Purvavarna A or asti chet, Paravarna Lu asti chet, Al iti adesha bhavati.
Tavalkaraha. Satyam. So in all the cases, the Purva Varna is always Akara. And the Paravarna is E, U, R, and Lukara. Astu, Vruddhi Sandhi, Vijay Mahodaya. Even in English is fine.
Purvavarna A or A, and the Paravarna is A, then it becomes I. And if the Purvavarna is A or A and Paravarna is O, then it becomes O. And Purvavarna A or A and the Paravarna is I know it's R and Al or something like that. What do you add to it?
Anybody remember?
I thought it was Purva Varna A.
Always. Purva Varna, Paravarna, always
Always A. And Paravarna A, I, O, Au. And Adeshaha will be I and Au.
If it is Paravarna is A and I, then Ekadesha will be I. If the Paravarna is O, Au, the Adesha will be Ekadesha will be Au. Astu. Let me change my Wi-Fi. I'm getting a feedback. So give me 1 second. I may be disconnected for just 1 second. Can you all hear me? Astu. Astu. So we covered all three. So let's move on to Purva Rupa Sandhi. You can't see my screen. So in doing Purva Rupa Sandhi, we actually get into a chicken and egg problem. For Visarga Sandhi, in the first, so there are 4 Visarga Sandhis. In the first Visarga Sandhi, there is actually aha, a plus Visarga plus a, then there will be an Otvam. It will become the Visarga is replaced by O. There Purva Rupa Sandhi happens, and then something else happens. So if you have to teach that, we have to teach Purva Rupa Sandhi. But when you will see this, when we study Purva Rupa Sandhi, you will see certain words that don't make sense. They don't make sense because they happen as a result of Visarga Sandhi. So we have to pick either this or that. We picked Purva Rupa Sandhi. I will walk us through so that there is no confusion. So immediately after this, we will do the Visarga Sandhi so that you can make the linkage between them. So Purva Rupa Sandhi, so far what we have done is in the Purva Varna, we saw Akara, Akara for Guna Sandhi and Vruddhi Sandhi. Now let us switch. The Akara, instead of being in the Purva Varna, it is Paravarna. So what happens is, Yada, okay, actually, Viraj Mahodaya, Krupaya Pathatu Yatat.
Astu Mahodaya. Yada Padante Ye R O iti Varnabhyam Parataha Akaraha Bhavati Tada Ye R O plus A iti Varnayoho Stane Ye R O Purva Rupaha iti Ekadeshaha Bhavati Avagraha iti Chinnam Vikalpena Likyate.
Artha kaha Padante.
Yeah, ending of a word has A or O.
Parataha.
The next immediate word's first letter.
Parataha, after these Akaraha bhavati. Tada kim bhavati?
Then the Ekadesha, what we learned till now, like that.
Ekadesha bhavati. So, if the ending of a pada is a, ending of a pada, please remember, it has to be at the end of a pada, which means it cannot, this sandhi will not happen in between a pada, or it will not happen dhatu in dhatu upasarga, because those are not padas. So, at the end of a pada, if there is an ekara, and the paravarna is akara, then both a and a are replaced by a. Same way, if the Purva Varna is O and the Paravarna is A, then both of them get replaced by O. So, since both of them get replaced, it's called Ekadesha Sandhi. It's the Sandhi Karyam is considered as Ekadesha. So, the thing to remember here is this happens with Hrasva Akara. So, that is one thing to remember. The other thing to remember is this will happen only at the end of a pada. So the Purva Varna has ekara or okara only at the end of a pada. So ek padamadhye na bhavati, dhatupasargayoho madhye na bhavati. Udaharanam pashyamaha. So te iti padam. It's a full word. It's an independent word. So it is a padam, and the another padam is atra. So what is at the end of te? Ekara. And atra ityasya prathamam varnam asti akara. So te plus atra. So what will it be? Let us work it out. Te plus atra. Lakshmi Mahoday, break down karotu. Te atra.
Etra.
Break down karotu.
Asmadya. It plus a plus a plus it.
This is not part of the sandhi, so we can,
okay.
We can break it, but it's not necessary. Tada kim bhavati?
Tetra.
So a and a are replaced by a. So both of these go away and a will be there. So the next letter will be tra. So tetra. So that is what is here. So tetra. So we can write this as tetra, like here. We can write it like this, tetra. This is correct. Optionally, it is also written as te avagraha and tra. So this is strictly optional, and in contemporary usage, this is the form we'll see. This used to be used a while back. So the avagraha chihnam, it indicates that there used to be an akara here. That's all. So it doesn't have any purpose other than to convey that once upon a time there was an akara. So if you put it back, te atra. So that is what they are trying to say. So ekasmin samaye atra akara asti, idanim nasti. That I want to indicate by the symbol called avagraha. So you will see this form or this form. So if you read any contemporary material, you will see this form. If you look at slightly older text, you'll see this form. Both are correct. This is strictly optional.
Mahoday, one question. Is this not like lope? In someone is getting lost or taken out?
Lopa nasti. So what happens is both of these are replaced. And it will be replaced by the Purva Varna. So that is why it is called Purva Rupa Santhi. So Purvam yat Rupam asti tadeva atra agacchati. After the Sandhi is formed, Purva Rupam yat abhavat tadeva atra agacchati. That is why it is called Purva Rupa Sandhi.
Mahodaya. But when we pronounce it, half matra is extra.
Evam na. Tetra eva.
Tetra.
Tetra. Te atra na. Tetra eva. So this is only a symbol for in the written form, not for pronunciation. So if you say tetra, it is correct. If you say te atra or half matra, those no. Tetra eva. Prashna santi va? Astu. Let us take one more. Kale api. Ramu Mahodaya.
Ik.
Kal, we can do kal plus a.
K
Ah.
plus A plus P.
So atra a plus a becomes
A plus A becomes A. Kalepi.
P. So this will be kalepi.
Kalepi.
Kalepi. So that is what here. Kalepi. Optionally, you can put the avagraha. So it just indicates there used to be an akara. It is not there. So the avagraha is put where the akara used to be. So if you are trying to remember the positioning of this chihnam, it should be placed where the akara used to be.
धन्यवाद.
Artha kaha mahodaya?
Artha means in time.
Kale api astu. Kale in time also. Lakshmi mahodaya te atra artha kaha?
Kalepi Mahodaya.
No, te atra.
Te atra here.
No, sa te, de.
Tetra.
Tetra santi, te atra santi.
Te atra santi. So
they are here.
Okay, they are here.
Or those two are here. If you
Those
take
two are
atetaha, if you take Strilinga, those two are.
Mahodaya, one more this thing. In Vriddhi Sandhi, Vijay Menon Mahodaya was telling about Purva Varne A and Paravarne R. He was talking about R. I think.
Prashna asti va tatra kim.
Vijay Menon Mahodaya told about R also in the Paravarna. It becomes R. He was wondering what should be added. I think that was not covered.
Okay, I was saying R. One is
R.
Vriddhi Sandhi or
Vriddhi Sandhi. Purva Varna A. Paravarne A. O. R will become R.
That is Guna Sandhi, no?
Yeah, that is Guna. That is Guna.
Atra pashyatu. Guna Sandhi kutra asti 19.
Somewhere I saw A and
R.
Anantaram agachati. Atra na. Atra na. So R will become Al. So that is.
But in Vriddhi Bhanu Mahodaya, I don't know. Somewhere I saw R.
R is also there, Mahodaya, in Vriddhi Sandhi. The third option is A in the Purva Varna and Paravarne R will become R. Dirgha R.
Astu. Send me.
I will send it, Mahodaya.
I think slide no, somewhere I saw it.
Slide madhya asti va?
Vriddhi Sandhi, I think somewhere is. Okay.
Atra tu nasti. Okay, I will also look. If you find it somewhere, send it.
Okay.
Could be mistaken also. Astu. Anantaram Vijay Mahodaya Bhavaneva Trutiyam. So we studied Padante A. So remember, so Te is it a pada? It's a pada. It's an independent pada. You can use Te by itself. Same way Kale, you can use it by itself. Padante O. So O plus Api. So this is where I was saying Visarga Sandhi will help, but I will answer your question. So let's first do the Sandhi Karya. So Kopi Vijay Mahodaya.
Ka plus O.
Ka na kakara.
Kakara, okay. Kakara plus O plus A plus P.
So O plus A अस्ति चेत् पूर्वरूपमेव भवति.
OP.
Satyam. O plus P, so Kopi. Satyam. So Kopi by itself as written or with the avagraha. Kopi. So then the obvious question comes, you said it should be at a padanta, but what is ko? Is this a vibhakti? What exactly is ko? Is it a pada by itself? So the ko comes because of visarga sandhi. So what happens is it starts out being kaha plus api. So kaha will be ka plus visarga plus api. Or actually, let's do it this way. Kakara plus a plus visarga plus a plus p. So far so good. So what happens is when there is a visarga, the purva varna of the visarga is akara and the paravarna of the visarga is also akara. What happens is the visarga changes to ukara. It's a sandhi. It's a visarga sandhi. We will study this in the next class. But before the visarga, if there is an akara, and after the visarga also there is an akara, in that case, the visarga becomes u. So this is called utvam and p. So what is a plus u? Anybody remember?
O.
O.
Because of
Gunasandhi.
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 So what is kakara plus o?
Ko.
Ko. Ko plus api. A plus p. So this is the form that we are seeing. So it starts out as kaha api. So kopi means kaha api. What is kaha? Prathama vibhakti ekavachanam of kim shabda in pumlinga. Kaha kauke. So somebody or who api, who also. Kaha api agachati, who else or who also is coming. So is this clear? Prashna santi va? Just quickly I'll repeat. So it starts out being kaha plus api. So if you break it down, there is a visarga. For the visarga there is an akara. After the visarga there is an akara. So if this condition is satisfied, one of the rules of visarga sandhi says the visarga is replaced by ukara. And then because of a plus a being together, guna sandhi takes place, so it becomes o. So kakara plus o is ko. So ko plus api. So we are not starting in this example that we saw. We are not starting here. We are starting here. So how do we get to this place? This is how we get to this place. We will study this in more detail in the next class. So kopi means who also, like that. Spashtam prashna santi vatra. Astu. Next one, Prashant Mahodaya.
Dhiro api. It would be then dhi ra plus o plus a api. Api then a plus p.
Okay, I will write it down so that you don't have to struggle. So dhir plus o. Anantaram kim bhavati?
O plus a would be o. And then p. P. Dhiropi.
Dhiropi. Dhiropi. So you can put the avagraha here before the P. So again, what is dhiro? Dhiro is not a, doesn't sound like a word. Again, it is dhiraha plus api. So because of the same logic I explained before, dhiraha, dhir plus a plus visarga plus a plus p. So dhir plus visarga is replaced by u. So a plus u becomes, a plus u is
Sorry, you were asking me.
So dhiro plus api. Dhiro plus api. So this is where we started, but the actual starting point is this. Dhiraha api. Artha kaha? Prashant Mahoday.
Dhirevan, like who has like Dheeraj.
Satyam, Satyam. Astu. Abhyasam.
Mahodaya, is it the brave ones also?
Brave one also, not once.
Brave one.
Ekavachana. अस्तु अभ्यासं कुर्मः. Sumitra Mahoday.
The first one.
K
plus a P, kakara plus ikara plus akara plus P. So A plus A becomes A. KP.
KP. Satyam. Artha kaha?
K is question for like sorry, Bahuvachanam.
Lingam.
Pullingam.
Vibhakti. You have to say everything.
Yeah, I'll tell. Okay. Pratama Vibhakti. Pullinga Bahuvachanam.
So it means.
Ekavachanam will be kaha. So Bahuvachanam will be K. And who also kind of thing.
Bahuvachana. Who also in Bahuvachana. Dvivachana bhavitum arhati va? Can it be in Dvivachana?
It will become cow. If it is pullingam, it will be cow. But if it is in what it is, strilingam and napumsakalingam, it can be K.
Then it can be in Dvivachana. So who also Bahuvachana if it is Pullinga, who to also if it is Strilinga or Napumsakalinga. Uttamam. Rohini Mahoday, Dvitiyam Karoti.
Mahoday, Vivekananda plus I am. Vivekananda plus O plus I am. Vivekanandoyam.
Vivekanandoyam. Uttamam. So again, Vivekanando, it used to be Vivekanandaha. It became Vivekanando.
Yes.
So Vivekanandoyam. Uttamam. So what is I am?
I am is this.
I am is this. So, so there is a word called idam. Pratipadikam idam iti asti. It exists in all three lingas. Makaranta idam shabdaha pumlinge, strilinge, napumsakalinge asti. It means this.
This.
So in pumlinga, the forms of idam are ayam, imau, ime, imam, imau, iman, anena abhyam ebhihi, asmai abhyam ebhyaha, asmat abhyam ebhyaha, asya anayoho yesham, asmin anayoho eshu, with the vikalpa forms in these vibhaktis as shown. So ayam means this. So it is similar to what other this form we have studied? What other word have we studied that represents this in Pullinga? Eshaha. So what is the difference between Eshaha and Ayam?
Ayam is very close.
Esha is
yes,
very
yes,
close. Ayam is slightly not as close as Esha.
Satyam. Satyam.
Yes,
Eshaha is the closest. Saha farthest. Ayam is closer to Eshaha, but not closer to Saha. But actually, in practical usage, the way it is used is so in English, when we talk about something, let us say, I know a person called Vijay Mahodaya. He lives in Bengaluru Nagaram. And then I say, this person under discussion is wearing a blue shirt today. So this person under discussion, he iti vaktum shakyate. He is wearing a blue shirt today. Or we can also say this person under discussion is wearing a blue shirt today. So this person under discussion is Ayam. And the same thing applies to Strilinga and Napumsakalinga. So that is how it is usually used in practice. So it doesn't really, I mean, you can say it indicates a position, something closer, but in reality, if you look at the way it is used, it's a replacement for something under discussion or something under consideration. So जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे थे, that one. स्पष्टम? So ayam, imau, ime. So these are the pumlinga forms. Strilinga form. Iyam, ime, imaha. Imam, ime, imaha. Anaya, abhyam, abhihi, asyai, abhyam, abhyaha, asyaha, abhyam, abhyaha, asyaha, anayoho, asam, asyam, anayoho, asu, with all the other vikalpa forms shown on the screen. So if you look at Chaturthi, Chaturthi onwards, let's start with Chaturthi onwards. Asyai, so we have seen tasyai or etasyai, right? So that is how to remember it. So it is similar to tasyai or etasyai. Instead of that, it will be a asyai. Same way, Panchami Ekavachanam, tasyaha or etasyaha, it will be asyaha. Shashti and Panchami are the same there also. And then tasyam, etasyam will be asya. And the same applies to Dvivachana and Bahuvachana. Tabhihi, etabhihi, tabhyaha, etabhyaha, tasam, etasam, tasu, etasu. So similar to that. Actually, the same thing applies to Pumlinga also. Tasmai, etasmai we say, so asmai. Tena, etena we say, so anena. So usually, I mean, like in most cases, Tritiya to Saptami, they are following a pattern. The only two cases we have to pay attention to are Prathama and Ditya. Napumsakalinga. So Napumsakalinga follows Pullinga from Tritiya to Saptami. They are exactly the same. In Prathama Vibhakti, instead of Ayam, Imau, instead of Ayam, Imau, Ime, in Pumling, which was in Pullinga, in Napumsakalinga, Idam, Ime, Imani. Idam, ime, imani. So as always, or as most of the times, Prathama and Ditya in Napumsakalinga are the same. Spashtam. So idam means this Napumsakalinga thing that is being discussed about. Ekam pustakam patitavan tasya nama Ramayanam. Idam pustakam Valmiki virachitam. So this book that is being talked about has been written by Valmiki. Asmin pustake Ramasya Katha Asti. So in this particular book, so we could have said Etasmin, but Asmin Pustake means in the book that is being talked about, or in this object that is being discussed. Spashtam. This is we will encounter this idam shabda many times. In Bhagavad Gita there is a famous shloka, right? Idam shariram kaunteya kim asti anantaram. Lakshmi Mahoday, Meera Mahoday.
Idam shariram kaunteya Shashi Surya, something like that comes. Idam shariram kaunteya.
Bhatamasmi Suryayoho is.
Tadapi asti, ekam anyamapi asti. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetram ityamidhiyate etadyo veti tam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tadvidaha. So idam shariram, this shariram kaunteya Arjuna, it is called a kshetram. It is a field. So what is Krishna trying to say there? This body. So what body? Whatever body he was talking about in the previous shlokas. That is why he said idam, not etat shariram. He could have said etat shariram, but he said idam shariram because in the previous shlokas he talked about the sharira. So idam shariram. So this body is a kshetra, a field. So he's trying to distinguish between the sharira and atma. So anyway, that is a usage in real life. Prashnaha santi va?
So idam in that shloka is visheshanam for kshetra or sharira? Shariram.
Shariram tatra vishesham asti. Idam shariram kshetram. Shariram eva vishesham asti. Kshetram and idam are visheshanani. Asti. So Rohini Mahoday, now that we have studied what Ayam is, what is Vivekanandoyam?
Vivekanandoyam, this Vivekananda.
Satya. This person is Vivekananda. Eshaha Vivekanandaha. So like that, in that sense. Prathama vibhakti ekavachanam, so similar to Eshaha. So Eshaha Vivekanandaha. So this is Vivekananda. Uttama. Kalpana.
Magadya, screen not visible for me. Possible due to my network, I don't know.
Can anybody see the screen or no?
We can see the screen. Yes, we can see.
Drishyate Mahodaya.
Drishyate. Rohini Mahodaya, please maybe try log out and log in.
Okay,
Astu. Kalpana Mahodaya.
Jale adhikam asmin. Jale a matra asti asmin. A plus a adhikam a jalesmin.
Jalesmin. So again,
in the water. In this water.
In this water. Asmin, we just saw it. Asmin. So what is
Saptami vibhakti.
Satya. Saptami ekavachanam.
Pulli.
Napumsakalinga also, right? Pullinga and Napumsakalinga. Because we are talking about Jalam, which is in Napumsakalinga, so Jale Asmin Napumsakalinga. In this water. Satya. Uttama. Narayanan Mahoday. Narayanan Mahoday अस्ति वा? अस्तु मीरा महोदय भवती प्रयत्नं करोतु.
पुरुषो प्लस अन्यः पुरुषोऽन्यः.
पुरुषोऽन्यः अर्थः कः?
It's actually पुरुषः plus अन्यः, so अन्यः पुरुषः.
उत्तमं. So it starts out being पुरुषः अन्यः अन्यः पुरुषः उत्तमम् अर्थः
other people, other person,
एकवचन
other person.
उत्तमम् मीरा महोदय
भानुमहोदय what would be
नारदोऽपि नारदः
मीरा महोदय एकक्षण प्रशांत महोदय पृच्छतु
but finally we'll write anya purusha or the answer would be purushonya
only anya purusha is just for understanding the meaning. So when you write the final answer it is purushonya.
धन्यवाद
मीरा महोदय
नारदोऽपि नारदः plus api first, then it becomes narado api, then narado plus api is naradopi avagraha chinnam. So this is narada also.
उत्तमम् कंचन महोदय
हाँ महोदय मात्रे अर्पितं पूर्ववर्णः ए परवर्णः आदेशः ए
एकक्षणम् I'll be right back. Somebody I'm expecting 1 second please.
हाँ महोदय
क्षम्यतां वदतु कंचन महोदय.
हाँ महोदय the ekadesha will be a so the full padam will be matre pitam matre pitam matre pitam matre pitam matre
पश्यतु so it will be
ma
so
pitam 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 matre pitam
matrer pitam like that matrer pitam.
My pronunciation is a problem.
No problem. So there are two ra sounds. Matra, one ra sound, and arpitam here also matrer pitam. Two sounds. Two ra.
Matrer pitam.
Matrer pitam. Satyam. So artha kaha? Matre means?
Matre means mother. It is Chaturthi Vibhakti. Like you are giving to the mother.
For the mother. Arpitam for the mother. Uttam. Hemanti Mahoday. This 7th one. Saptam.
Sundare Ambare. Ekaraha plus akara. So Sundarembare.
Uttamam. Arthaha?
Sundar is nice, beautiful. Ambare, Akash. Yeah.
So?
In Sundare, so Saptami Vibhakti. So in beautiful skies.
Sky, ekavachana.
Sky, yes, in beautiful sky.
Uttam. Sundarembare. In the beautiful sky. Uttam. हर्ष महोदय.
महोदय देशो अधिकम् अयं देशः विसर्ग अस्ति विसर्ग उकारः भवति सो इट्स देशो प्लस अधिकम् अयं सो ओकार प्लस अकार उकार भवति देशोयम्.
उत्तमम्. So
this country
अयं देशः और एषः देशः देशः अयं देशः एषः this country. उत्तमम्. रीटा महोदय.
कृष्णो plus atithihi. Krishno. Here also the same follows Mohoday. Krishnaha atithihi. The visarga converts into ukaraha. Ukaraha plus akaraha becomes okaraha. And okaraha and atithi akaraha they become final okaraha. Krishno tithihi.
कृष्णो तिथिः अर्थः meaning
where atithi is Krishna.
Atithi is Krishna. Atithi ityukte
Atithi means a guest.
A guest. Tithi is a time or a time, specific time. Tithi opposite, not at a specified time. So somebody who comes at a unspecified time, who just drops in
at random.
At random. Uttamam. Gayatri Mahoday. गायत्री महोदय अस्ति वा?
अस्ति महोदय.
वदतु.
सर्वतो प्लस अस्ति सर्वताः प्लस अस्ति सो सर्वति.
पुनः वदतु महोदय.
सर्वतो प्लस अस्ति ओकारः सर्वताः सर्व विसर्ग अस्ति महोदय.
Don't worry about visarga. If you can do visarga, anyway we'll study it in the next class. So okara plus akara will be
okara sarvato asti.
Sarvato asti. Uttama. So it will, if you want to look at the visarga, it is not sarvataha, it is sarvataha.
Sarvataha.
Sarvataha asti. Arthataha.
From everywhere.
From sarvataha astu. Satyam. Uttama. Viraj Mahodaya.
पुस्तकेपि पुस्तकः प्लस अपि पुस्तकेपि.
Why visarga?
No, I thought it may be that's the form. Okay, pustake certainly also is there.
So that visarga thing that I explained, that applies only when the paravarna is okar. Kshamata, the purva varna is okar. It doesn't apply in this case. When the padante purva varna is ekara, it doesn't apply. It's only when okara asti chet tada eva that visarga thing comes into picture. Because pustake by itself is a word, right?
Yes. Then that's why pustake plus api ekadesha a plus a ekadesha pustakepi.
Pustakepi. If it was pustakaha plus api, what would it be?
Pustakopi.
Pustakopi. Then in that case the visarga thing comes. Pustakepi ityukte kim?
Api is pustake is in api is like
in the book also. Lakshmi Mahoday.
Sarve avadan. Sarve vadan.
अर्थः कः?
Vadan. Sarve means everyone. So vadanam means face.
Wait. Why vadanam? You said sarve plus
Avadan.
So what is avadan?
So avadan is like avadat Mahodaya.
Langlakara.
Langlakara. Okay. So everyone spoke.
Everybody spoke. Bhutakala.
Bhutakala.
Avadat, avadatam, avadan.
Avadan.
उत्तमं.
धन्यवादः.
रामु महोदय.
महोदय एक प्रश्न
वदतु.
सर्वतोस्ति, what is the meaning? It exists everywhere or from everywhere?
सर्वतः इत्युक्ते किम्?
सर्वतः is from only. It is Panchami, from all place, sarvatah. But then asti is there, no? So when you're mentioning it in a context, what will it be like? From everywhere or exists everywhere?
I think it is from everywhere. It exists from everywhere. It is from everywhere.
Okay.
That's how I'm thinking. Are you saying it is something else?
I don't know from how it is in this context. That's my confusion.
Astu. I'm thinking it is asti is right.
Exists.
Is from everywhere. Iti aham chintayami. Astu. Because you raised a doubt, I will look it up.
Like Bhagavan sarvatosti, no?
Sarvatah asti. Astu. Sarvatra asti kila.
Okay. Is everywhere
Bhagavan
is
sarvatra.
Bhagavan sarvatra asti. Sarvatah asti va? Pashyama.
Okay.
In every direction, on all sides, iti asti atra. Sarvata. All-sided. Astu, drishtva vadami.
Astu Mahodaya. Dhanyavadah.
Ramu Mahoday. Trutiyam. Ramu Mahoday asti va? Astu. Vijay Mahoday.
Nagare vasat. Nagare vasat. So Nagare plus avasat. Sorry.
Nagare plus avasat. Uttama. Artha kaha?
Nagare town or avasat is again, it will be the langlakara. Vasat is stay. Vasat means vasati, stay, right? Avasat. Stay. He stays in that city or something like that.
Stays kimartham avasat.
Stayed. Stayed.
Avasat. Langlakara ekavachanam. Vas dhatu ekavachanam. Prathama purusha. Stayed in town or in nagaram. Lived in nagaram. Uttama. प्रशांत महोदय.
अध्यापको हम. अध्यापको अहम. Aham, I, and then Adhyapak.
So it will be starts out as Adhyapakaha, then it will become Adhyapako. So Adhyapakaha Aham.
I am the teacher. Like.
Satyam, Satyam. So Adhyapako plus Aham. Sumitra Mahoday.
Kalosti. Kalaha plus asti. So, sorry, okaraha plus akaraha, it becomes kalosti.
So
kalaha is the column, the period, and asti is there. So the time is there.
Satyam. So at this stage, you should write it as kalo plus asti.
Okay, kalosti.
Kalo plus asti. But you are right. It actually will be kalaha plus asti. So when you get a homework this week, keep it as kalo plus asti.
Astu.
Rohini Mahoday. Can you see the screen, Mahoday?
Mahoday. Grame sti. Grame plus asti. In the village, that means in the village.
Is in the village. Satya. Kalpana Mahoday.
Kotra. Ko adikam atra. Kotra.
So
kaha plus atra. So we can say kaha plus atra.
Satya. Arthaha kaha.
Kaha. Where atra is here. There. Kaha atra. Where is everyone? Kaha.
Kaha ityukte kim?
Kotra.
Kaha means?
Kaha means he. He is here.
He, na, prashnavachaka asti kila.
Where is it?
No. So, kaha, what is, let's take only one word at a time. What is kaha?
Kaha is who.
Kaha is who. Ekavachanam pumlingam.
Pullinga.
Kaha atra. Who here?
Who is here?
Who is here? Uttama. Narayanan. Okay.
क्रीडत.
न. हलन्त अस्ति अत्र. क्रीडत्.
क्रीडत्. So क्रीडत्. So okay, saha akridat.
So plus akridat or saha plus akridat. Artha kaha?
He played.
He played. Uttama. Kanchan Mahoday.
Mahoday. Udaharane smin. So it will be udaharana asmin.
Punaha vadatu.
Udaharane asmin.
Udaharane asmin. Artha kaha?
In this example.
In this example, uttama. Hemanti Mahoday.
Mayuro nrutyat. Mayuro anrutyat.
Uttama.
Mayur, so peacock danced.
Uttama. So Mayuraha anrutyat is the original form. For our example, Mayuro plus anrutyat. Uttama.
Dhanyavad.
This is the simple sandhi. Any prashnas, sandehaः santi va? Samshayaः santi va? Astu, no chet, we started out doing the katha in class number 19, Dilipasya Shapa Vruttantaha. So let us start there. Dilipa, I think we started this. So Dilipa was a king in the Ikshvaku dynasty. Ikshvaku Vamshasya Nrupaha, Ikshvaku Vamshasya Raja. So Ikshvaku Vamsha is because there was a king called Ikshvaku. So this is the dynasty. So in the same dynasty, Rama was also born. So this whole dynasty is called, anybody? What is it considered as?
Raghuvansha, no?
Raghuvansha, Satyam, Ikshvaku Vamsha.
Surya.
So if you go back all the way to the topmost or the firstmost, it is Surya Vamsha. And there is also Chandra Vamsha. Who are in Chandra Vamsha?
Krishna. Yadava.
Not Yadavas, right? Pandavas and Kauravas, that lineage.
Not Krishna.
Krishna, I don't know.
Krishna is anyway related to Pandavas and Kauravas.
Okay, in a way, you can say it that way, but usually when we say Chandravamsha, it is Pandavas, Kauravas, and all those. So I found a very good depiction of the Surya Vamsha. Can you see my screen?
We are only seeing the Katha.
Now? Now you can see this Ikshvaku dynasty.
Yes.
Surya Vamsha. If you go back all the way, so it starts with Aditi and Kashyapa having Surya. So Surya is the first one. So that is why it's called Surya Vamsha. So for him, Vaivasvata Manu was born, and from Ikshvaku was born. So he became a very famous king in this dynasty. So this dynasty is called Ikshvaku Vamsha. And then in that, there were several famous kings, Prithu, and then Trishanku. Everybody remember the story of Trishanku?
Yeah, someone who
Harishchandra.
got hung in between, no?
Satya.
He wanted to go to Swarga Sasharira.
Correct. So who tried to send him to Swargam?
Kaushika, Vishwamitra.
Vishwamitra, before he became a Brahmarshi. So he was trying to prove that he has all those powers. So he got into a fight with Devas, and the Devas pushed him back. So he was neither in Swarga nor Naraka. So this was a test for Vishwamitra also before he became a Brahmarshi. So there was Harishchandra. So this is the same Satya Harishchandra as we commonly call him. So I'm guessing everybody remembers the story of Satya Harishchandra. And in his Vamsha, there is a Sagara. I think we studied the story of Sagara and Asamanja in Pravesha, correct? So Sagara did Ashwamedha Yagas. He wanted 60,000 daughters, but he got 60,000 sons. And then Asamanja was one of the sons. And then Sagara did an Ashwamedha Yaga, all 60,000 died. from a shapam from, I don't remember the name of the rishi. And so in his Vamsha, Bhagirath was born. So Bhagirath feels bad that his ancestors were all reduced to ashes. So he tries to bring Ganga down to earth. That is why Ganga is also called Bhagirathi, because of Bhagirathi. Bhagirath brings Ganga down to earth, so it is called Bhagirathi. And if you come down, Dilipa. So this is the Dilipa that we are going to talk about. Ayam Purushaha Dilipaha. Asmin Dilipasya Katha eva vayam Asya Katha eva vayam Adya Patham. Dilipasya Putraha Raghu. So Raghuamsha is from this Raghu. So Dilipa, the second Dilipa, his son is Raghu. And then his grandson is Dasharatha, whose son is Rama. So this is, I will share this after the class, but this is a very brief lineage, depiction of the lineage. So I got this from this Twitter feed. I will share this. There is a couple called Hari, DK Hari, Dr. Hari and Hema. They have written a lot of good books about Ramayana, Mahabharata, and our Itihasa and our history and all of that. I will share the names of all of those books. I will share the Twitter feed also. If you ever get a chance to read their books, please do so. They do a lot of research. So this particular chart that I showed is from their book called Historical Rama. So it tries to take back, look at history, Rama as a historical person. And there
the Ambarisha is also famous.
Ambarisha, Satyam. So they say why Ikshwaku is called Ikshwaku. So they say that Ikshu, does anybody know what Ikshu means?
Sugar, is it? Sugarcane?
Sugarcane. Ikshu is sugarcane. So according to them, in Ikshwaku's time, that is when the sugarcane juice was produced on a mass scale, and that is why he got the title. So it may not have been his real name. So he became famous by his title, Ikshwaku. That is what they say. It's a very interesting book, Historical Rama. If you have time, read it. Astu. That is a slight digression into our story. Harsha Mahoday, Pathatu. Vakyadvayam Pathatu.
Mहोदय. दिलीपस्य शाप वृत्तान्तः. दिलीपस्य शाप वृत्तान्तः.
शाप न अत्र हलन्त नास्ति. संस्कृते शाप.
शाप. ओ. दिलीपस्य शाप वृत्तान्तः. करेक्ट.
सत्यम. हलन्तास्ति चेत् एव हलन्तं वदनीयम्. नो चेत् सम्पूर्णम्.
दिलीपः सूर्यवंशस्य नृपः. तस्य सूतः रघुः.
सुतः.
ओके. तस्य सूतः रघुः.
न ह्रस्व. सुतः. सूतः न सुतः.
तस्य सूतः रघुः.
अस्तु. अर्थः कः?
Dilip is the king of Suryavamsh. His son is Raghu.
Anantaram Rita Mahoday. There are only 3 sentences. Okay. Sampurnam Pata.
Mahoday, I'm sorry, I cannot see the after Raghu Rajaha Prasiddha. What is there? The font size is bigger. I think it's hiding behind the our slides.
You can't see the whole thing. Huh?
Yes.
It's Atah.
I think you have to do your side camera like a minimum. I did that.
I minimized it. Can you see now?
Mahodaya, your screen can be seen. I think the person who is reading, they have to adjust because it is seen. We can all see.
Yeah, I can see even. I can see a
Astu.
Raghurajah Prasiddhah.
Can you see what is after that?
Purnaviram is there. After that, I cannot see. I'm
You
so
can't
sorry.
see. You can't see. Okay.
Can you unzoom? I mean, you have to unzoom. I think you're doing full screen. But don't make it. Remove full screen option.
There is only one word Ataha.
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 Ataha. Ayam Vanshah Raghuvanshah iti khyatah.
एतदपि पठतु.
Raghuvanshe Vaivaswata Manuhu Prathamaha Puru. Then I can't say.
Purushaha.
Prathamaha Purushaha.
So Raghurajah Prasiddhah. Arthaha kaha.
This Dilipasya Sutah Raghu. His name was Raghurajah. He was a famous king.
Raghuraja is a famous king. Ataha means?
Ataha, therefore, Ayam Vanshaha.
Ayam means we saw this.
This what we are discussing, this Vanshaha, this dynasty, Raghuvanshaha iti khyatah. From his name, Raghuvansha has been taken. So this is famous like Raghuvansha. This Vansha.
So Ayam is what is Linga Vachana Vibhakti? Do you remember?
Mahodaya, I remember Pullinga Ayam.
So okay, here's an easy way to remember. So Ayam substitute Eshaha.
Eshaha.
Eshaha Vamshaha. Ayam Vamshaha.
Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana.
Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachanam Punnika. Ayam Vamshaha Raghuvamshaha. So this Vamsha that we are talking about, which Vamsha? The Surya Vamsha that we are talking about is also famous as Raghuvamsha. So that is why here Ayam is more appropriate than Eshaha. You see the difference between Eshaha and Ayam now?
Yes. Raghuvanshe Vaivaswat Manuhu. Vaivaswata Manuhu. Prathamaha Purushaha. In Raghuvansha dynasty, Vaivaswata Manu is the name. He is considered as the first man.
So if you go back to, I don't know why it stops screen sharing. If you go back to this chart, so Surya is called Vivaswat. So his son is Vaivaswata Manu. So they are saying he is the first person in this Vamsha. That is what they are saying. Spashtam, so far so good. Gayatri Mahodaya, read the first two sentences. Let me make it full screen. Tell me if you can see it.
Did you call my name?
Shamyakta Mahodaya.
Sumitra Mahodaya.
Is it Vamsha im or in Vamshaha or Vanshaha?
Kim, which one are you talking?
So she was telling Raghu Vaishyaha or Vanshaha like that. Raghu Vamsha im, right?
Raghuvamshe, in Raghuvamsha, Vaivaswata.
No, that Anuswara will sound as im or in.
Raghuvamshaha, Makara, like Makara.
Makara only, right? Because I was hearing it as Nakara. So
I was saying as Nakara.
I think it's a regional pronunciation. Some it's a Hindi, Makara.
Because I was thinking that Anuswara rule sometimes it changes. Right?
No. Makara Tadrishameva. like makara.
Dhanyavad.
Gayatri Mahoday, read 2 sentences.
दिलीपः प्रजावत्सलः आसीत्. सुदक्षिणा तस्य पत्नी.
Read this again.
सुदक्षिणा.
Sudakshina.
दक्षिणा तस्य पत्नी.
So what is the meaning? Dilipah Prajavatsalah Asit.
He is liked by he likes the people. He is liked by the king. The Dilip is liked by the people.
No, I mean, that's a very generic meaning. Prajavatsalah. So people are his children.
Okay.
Vatsala, Vatsa, it comes from Vatsa. Vatsa is child, son, daughter, whatever. So Prajavatsalah, so people are his children. So Dilipah Prajavatsalah Asit. So for him, no.
He for him, people are people are his children.
People are his children. Satya. Sudakshina.
Sudakshina is his wife.
Is his wife. Uttam. Dhanyavadah. Viraj Mahoday. Next to Vakya.
दिलीपः बहुकालं पुत्ररहितः आसीत्. You want the meaning also?
Vadatu.
Okay. Dileepa was without putrarahitah, without a son for a long time.
Anantaram?
Atah saha chintakrantah abhavat. Therefore, he was in some whatever pain. Chintakrantah is mostly worried, right?
Na shruyate samyak mahodaya.
Yes, he is worried because he.
Chinta krantaha. He is full of chinta. Astu. Dhanyavadah. Meera Mahoday. Vakyadvayam patatu.
वसिष्ठः दिलीपस्य आचार्यः. Vasishta is Dileepa's guru, acharya, teacher. Dileepah Vasishtam drashtum sankalpitavan. Dileepah decided to see Vasishta.
Sankalpitavan ityukte sankalpam krutavan. Sankalpam ityukte?
He made up his mind to see Vasishta.
Drashtum, what type of word is drashtum?
Tumun pratyaya.
Tumun pratyaya. To see.
To see.
Dhatuhu kim? Kaha?
Drish, no?
Drish or pash?
Pashya. Pash
dhatu.
Yeah.
Read this again, please.
Vasishtaha.
Vasishtaha. Tha, not ta. Vasishtaha.
Vasishtaha Dilip.
Just that word. Narayana Mahodaya, you wanted to say something?
I said Mahaprana.
Mahaprana, Satya. Lakshmi Mahodaya. Agrima Vakyadvayam patatu.
Ataha saha sachiveshu rajyabharam nikshiptavan. So therefore, he handed over the kingdom to his minister.
Sachiveshu.
Sachiveshu is to the ministers.
To what? Sachiveshu.
Sachiveshu is Saptami Vibhakti, Bahuvachanam. So in. Handed over in.
No, handed over na in his minister.
In. Okay. Rajyabharam nikshiptavan. So gave it in their hands.
Nikshiptavan, what type of word is this?
Nikshiptavan is past tense, Mahodaya. Lang lakaraha.
Lang lakaraha.
Sorry, sir. Wait, not lang. Nikshiptavan.
Patitavan,
Patitavan, patitavati.
Pratyaya, what type of pratyaya?
Nikshiptavan, nikshiptavati.
Patitavan.
Patitavan, patitavati. We did this in Pravesha.
Anybody else?
Tavatu
Tavatu pratyaya.
Tavatu pratyaya.
Ekavachana. Because this is a Tavatu pratyaya, it will be a Namapada. It conveys the sense of a Kriya Padam, but it is a Namapadam. Therefore, it will have Linga Vachana. So, Pullinga Ekavachana.
It comes from Kshipati, no? Kshipati.
Dhatu kim?
Kship dhatu.
Kship dhatu.
To throw.
To throw.
Yeah.
So, when you put ni in front of kship, what is ni?
Upasarga.
Upasarga, Mahodaya.
Upasarga. Satyam. So, Nikshiptavan, he placed
the kingdom in their hands.
He handed over. I think it is handed over, no?
General meaning is handed over, but we are doing the
so it will be in.
Ni upasarga is nischayena.
Kshiptavan. Nischayena kshiptavan.
Okay, I don't know that. Praya.
Okay.
Ramu Mahodaya, Vakyadvayam patatu.
Mahodaya, I have not finished the second sentence.
Oh, Kshamyata, patatu.
Chintavasa. Sudakshina sahitaha vasisthashramam gatavan. So, with Sudakshina, he went to Vasishta's ashramam.
Gatavan, what type of word is
Gatavan. Again, past tense. Sorry. Tavatu pratyaya.
So don't say past tense, Bhutakala. So the longer you finish, the harder it will become.
Okay. Bhutakala, Tavatu pratyaya.
So Tavatu pratyaya is always Bhutakala.
Bhutakala.
Astu.
Dhanyavada.
Ramu Mahodaya, Vakyadvayam patatu.
Tatra Napaha Vasishtaya Swachintam Niveditavan. Kutaha Mama Santati Nasti Idi Prasnam Kritavan. There, king shared his thoughts with Vasishta.
General meaning is fine. Vasishtaya means what?
Vasishtaya means Vasishtaya with Vasishta.
Ramaya. Ramena, Ramabhyam, Ramaihi, Ramaya.
Chaturthi becomes.
Chaturthi vibhakti ekavachana. So for Vasishtha.
Okay. So Chinta, his thoughts, his concerns. Niveditavan. This Tavatu. Kutaha mama santati nasti. Why no sons to why no children to me?
So that is a general meaning. Kutaha ityukte?
Why?
From what?
From what is the cause?
Panchami vibhakti. Kutaha. From.
Okay.
From what my son, my children are not there? Meaning from what cause? Like from what reason? Iti prashnam
kritavan.
Uttam. So again, iti is a quotation. Think of it as a quotation. So everything before that becomes part of the quote. Vijay Mahodaya, Vakyadvayam. Ekakshanam. So 3 screens. Let's finish this. If you don't mind, we'll take 5 more minutes and finish this off.
Vasishtaha karanam achintayat. Acharyah akatayat drupa tvam kadachit swargam gatavan.
So meaning
Vasishtah karanam achintayat. So Vasishtha started thinking of the reason.
Started thinking what?
No,
Achintayat.
achintayat. Thought of the reason.
Bhutakala.
Okay.
What lakara is this?
This is lang lakara.
Lang lakara. Prathama purusha ekavachana.
Acharyah akatayat. Akatayat is katha, what story? This also is lang lakara.
Purusha vachanam.
Prathama purusha ekavachanam. But meaning katayat. Said only, something like said.
Stated, said.
Drupa.
What type of word is Drupa?
Is a sambodhana.
Linga, vachana, vibhakti.
Pulinga, ekavachana.
Ekavachana, sambodhana, prathama, vibhakti.
Tvam kadachit swargam gatavan. You for sure will go to Swarga. You went Gatavan. Okay. Okay, so once he has gone to Swarga, looks like in the past.
He na tvam.
You.
Kadachit. We didn't study kadachit, but once upon a time.
Okay.
Some time.
Okay. So you sometime went to Swargam.
Uttama. Tvam is
you.
What type of word is tvam? Vivaranam kim?
This is Sarvanama. This no. Tvam is Pratama Pulinga Tad Shabda.
Pullinga, so it's not related to any linga, right? It's for all three lingas.
Pratama Purusha Ekavachana.
Purusha is no. This is Purusha is for lakaras. So you have to first decide whether it's a lakara.
The first vibhakti. What Prathama vibhakti?
Prathama vibhakti ekavachana. What is the pratipadikam? Yushmat shabda.
Yushmat, okay.
Tvam, yuvam, yuyam.
Sorry.
Madhyama Purusha.
Madhyama Purushana. So Purusha comes for lakara. Tvam is Yushmat shabda, Prathama vibhakti ekavachana. It indicates you, but it's not. Purusha is lakara, right? Purusha doesn't apply for Subantas, Namapadas.
So we say Madhyama Purusha?
No, we can't say Madhyama Purusha. Purusha applies only to lakaras. So
no, if it is Aham, it is Uttama Purusha.
You use
like
it
that.
with Madhyama Purusha, but it is not Madhyama Purusha.
Okay.
Aham khadami. So aham is not Uttama Purusha. Aham is used with a lakara that is in Uttama Purusha. Khadami is Uttama Purusha ekavachanam. Aham is also ekavachanam, but it is used with Uttama Purusha. It is not Uttama Purusha. So only lakaras have Purusha. Spashtam va?
Astu.
Who's after Vijay Mahodaya? Prashant Mahodaya.
Mahodaya, I have a question.
Pruchhatu Mahodaya.
Santatihi. What form is it? Ataha tava santatihi nasti. Santatihi is what form?
It is Shashti, but
Shashti, it should be Shashti ekavachana.
I think Santan.
Because mama or tava are ekavachana, Shashti. So Santatihi should be Shashti ekavachana, but what form is it?
No. It is Prathama. As far as I'm reasonably sure it's Prathama ekavachana. We'll see.
Santati is progeny, sir.
Progeny eva.
So it is prathama.
Prathama ekavachanam. It is a strilingam. Atra pashyamah. It is surprisingly strilinga. So santatihi, santati, santatayaha. It is like mati, matihi, mati, matayaha. So prathama ekavachana, not shashti. So it is like mama nama or mama pustakam. So it is not shashti vibhakti.
It's the karta there.
Prathama vibhakti.
Satyam. Kartrupadam asti. Santatihi nasti. Satyam. Spashtam Narayanan Mahodaya?
Mahodaya, dhanyavada.
Actually, it is 9:40. There's quite a lot. Maybe we'll continue next time. I don't want to keep all of you long for half an hour more. Astu. Atra samapayamah. Agrimasat kakshayam pathamah. केऽपि प्रश्नाः सन्ति वा? सन्देहाः सन्ति वा? अस्तु, मीरा महोदय मङ्गलश्लोकं कृपया वदतु।
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः महोदय।
धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः।
Mahodaya, I have a request, Mahodaya.
पृच्छतु।